Hi, my friends, it's Miss Alexander, and today we're working on Module 5, Lesson 27 of Engage New York. Our objective is to compare fractions greater than 1 by creating common denominators. Here are our vocabulary words, you guys. We have a whole number, a fraction, a numerator, a denominator, a mixed number, and an improper fraction. Let's go look at the steps we'll be taking today. Our steps. If we need to, we're going to convert the mixed number into an improper fraction. In order to do that, we're going to take the denominator, multiply it by the whole number, and add the numerator. This gives us, well, once we get that number, we put it over a denominator, and that gives us our improper fraction. So here's our example, 2 3/7. We take the 7, multiply by 2, add the 3. So 7 times 2 plus 3. 7 times 2 is 14. Bring the 3 over. 14 plus 3 is 17, and I put it over my denominator. So I turn it into an improper fraction. Then, once we do that, we need to find a common denominator. Remember, we skip count the denominators till we find our least common multiple. And then once we do that, we convert to our common denominator by multiplying the fraction by a value of 1 whole. So like 2 over 2, 3 over 3, 5 over 5. Let's go look at an example, you guys. We have an improper fractions already. See this? So step number 1, we do not have to worry about. So I'm going to go right up here. I'm just going to strike this through, just to remind me. I don't have to do that because I have... Sorry about that, you guys. Improper fractions. But I see that I don't have common denominators. So right here, I'm going to go 7 and 8. So 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. Okay. And then right here, I'm going to go 8, 16, 24, 32, 40. Look, it doesn't look like I have either of them yet. So I'll go back to the top, 35, 42, 49, 56. And right now I'm going to stop there because if I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I get to 8. So I'm pretty sure that's where our least common multiple is. So we do 40, 48, 56. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So sometimes our least common multiple is the number multiplied by itself. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight my 56 because that's my least common multiple. And now I'm going to convert. So I'm going to start off with 31 over 7. Multiply it by some fraction, which gives me some fraction over 56. So if I remember correctly, we just counted it. 7 times 8 is 56. But I'm going to quick check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'll put an 8 in the denominator. And remember, when I do the bottom, I do the top. Or when I do the denominator, I do the numerator. So there's an 8. Now I do 8 times 31. So 8 times 1 is 8. And then 8 times 3 is 24. So right here, I do 248 over 56. And while I'm over here, I'm going to go ahead and do my 56 over here because we are finding a common denominator. So right here, I'm going to do 32 over 8. I'm going to multiply it by some fraction, which equals a whole number, over some fraction of 56. And I know that 8 times 7 is 56, but if I'm not sure, I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And when I do the denominator, I do the numerator. So now I do 7 times 2, which gives me 14. So I'm going to put a 4 here, and I'm holding a 1 up because I have the 1 in the tens. And then I do 7 times 3 is 21, plus the 1, which is 22. Okay, then right up here, I go 224. So which one's bigger, 248 or 224? 248 is bigger. Oh, is bigger. So that means 31/7 is bigger than 32/8. Let's go look at one more example, you guys. So we have 5 and 5/12 and 5 and 51/60. So the first thing I have to do is convert these to improper fractions. So right here, I'm going to take the 12, multiply it by 5, and add the 5. So I know 5 times 12, so 5 times 2 is 0. I'm holding up 5 times 2 is 10. I'm holding up the 110. I put the 0 down. And then 5 times 1 is 5, plus the 1 I'm holding, which is 6. And then I need to add 5, which gives me 65 over 12. There's our first number. And now we have to do the next one. So this one is 60 times 5 plus 51. So 60 times 5, 5 times 0 is 0, and then 5 times 6 is 30. So that's 300, and we add 51, which gives us 351 over 60. Okay, so it looks like I'm using some big numbers here, you guys, but that's okay. We can do this. Take one number at a time. I'm going to start off with my 12s. So it's 12, 24, 36, 48, 48, 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'll do my 60s. 60. I get to stop at 60 because I already see that I have a 60. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight my 60 so it reminds me that is my common denominator. And if you want, you can come right up here and write 60 in because we already know that's my common denominator. That's what we're using. And I see I already have a 60, so it's 351. So right here, I'm just going to write my 351 because one of them's already done for me. I only have to convert this one. So I do 65 over 12, multiply it by some fraction, which equals some fraction over 60. So I need to figure out 12 times what number gives me 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I see that it's 5. 12 times 5 is 60. What I do the denominator, I do to my numerator, you guys. Now, don't worry, we'll take this step by step. First, we're going to do is do 5 times 5. That gives me 25. I put my 5 down, and then in person, I hold a 2 up to remind me to add 2 to the next step. Now I do 5 times 6, which is 30, plus the 2, which gives me 32. So it looks like this one's 325 over 60. So right here, I'm going to write 325. And I see that 351 is bigger than 325, which means 5 and 51/60 is bigger than 5 and 5/12. As you're doing this, take your time. Remember, we've been breaking these steps down step by step, and you've been taking a day or so to practice on one of the steps, and then we come and add another one. So while you're doing this, It's okay to hit that learning pitfall and going in that hole not understanding. Make sure you ask those questions. Remember, in order to learn, we have to fail. In order to be successful, we have to struggle. It's in the struggle and the failing on how we learn to be the successful students we all are. Now, as you're doing this, take your time, take a breath. You got this. And remember to smile, giggle, and wiggle. By the way, you guys, if you like this video, hit the like. If you want to subscribe and get some more videos, hit subscribe. Also, if you want to be notified when I post a new video, hit the notification bell. I'll talk to you later. Bye.